Good evening, race fans, and welcome to round number 10 of the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. We're at the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway to crown a 2023-24 champion. In an exciting season, we will see who comes out on top after 35 laps later this evening. Tim Terry and Chase Rodman here to call all the action for you, and it's been a wild 9 races, Chase, leading to this point. I think we're going to see one more as these drivers get ready to qualify.
Yeah, one more race to cap off this 2023/2024 season. It's been a great one, as you mentioned. Mostly dominated as far as the races go by Alex Bergeron, as you can see on the right side of this graphic. There is the schedule. We started off at Volusia, then went to Weedsport, Williams Grove, Lincoln, I-55, Knoxville, Fairbury, Port Royal, Eldora, and all dirt roads lead to Charlotte to crown a champion. We are looking for our 4th different champion in the last 4 years here, Tim, and it's a close race here as we enter this final race.
Dominate early, dominate at the end. When you look at the line score and see Alex Bergeron's name 5 times there, including one in the middle as well, but it's Bergeron sitting 3rd in the championship standings, had a couple of stumbles when he wasn't in victory lane. It puts Aiden Forrester on top. Ryan Avila, 21 points in behind. Bergeron, 55, long shot to take this one, but still has an opportunity to. We're going to talk all night as well about the relegation line. Top 15 retain eligibility for their license for this series for next season, and it's a tight one too with Blake Majulis and Kenny Miller right there on that line with Braden Eiler and Tyler Ducharme not too far behind if something does happen up in front of them. So plenty of stories to talk about here this evening when we talk about points, whether it's at the top or at that top 15 cutoff line. But this place is going to provide us with some great action. We're at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, this racetrack is very, very fast. It is very, very smooth as well for the most part, and it puts on some phenomenal racing. You take a look at the overhead view, and it just looks like your basic circle track, right? But there's a lot of dynamics with this place. You get right around those infield tires. You really got to slow the car down, but if you can keep it in the grip on the bottom, you can really launch down the straightaway. But towards the end of the feature tonight, I'm sure we will see most of our drivers right up against the outside wall. That seems to be the preferred groove here at the dirt track at Charlotte. As you can see, bottom right of your screen there, Tyler Schell, the defending winner here at the dirt track at Charlotte. And he did that in grand fashion, winning the race and the championship in the same night.
The drivers have just qualified here at Charlotte, so we are getting ready to run some heat races through 10 laps. Each top 4 will transfer in, and then we will move to 2 last chance showdowns at 12 laps. Each top 2 advancing. We'll take 20 drivers and move them into the final feature of the season here for the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. And a couple of surprises, I think, in qualifying. Chase, we're going to see some of our points contenders in a couple of later heat races, but Logan Rumsey, great qualifying effort, and looks like he's going to lead us to green.
Yeah, Rumsey is going to be on the pole of heat race number 1 by virtue of a 12.056 lap time in qualifying. Rumsey out of Manchester, Pennsylvania for Alpha Industries in car number 41. Outside of him, out of Franklin, Pennsylvania, the Elbows Up Simsport driver, that's Braden Eiler in car number 5. Row number 2 on the inside, car number 8. It's Ross Kaiser out of San Jose, California for Nitro Circus Sim Racing. And outside of him, that's the multi-time late model series champion out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. That's Evan C. for CFM Esports in 33. His teammate starts on the inside of row number 5, also a multi-time late model series champion out of Asheville, New York, also driving for CFM Esports. The 127 is Blake Majulis. Speaking of series champion, the defending series champion with the sprint cars out of Millersburg, Pennsylvania, starts in 6th. That's Tyler Schell in car number 85 for Elbows Up Simsport. And your final 2 starters for this one, the 46, Matt Powell. He's out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma in the Elite Performance Industries 46. And your final starter, car number 22, Alex Szerzynski from Kenosha, Wisconsin for Black Diamond Motorsports. So none of our top 3 that are eligible for the championship are in this heat race there, Tim, but we do see a name of Braden Eiler as well as the 127, I believe, Blake Majulis, 2 guys that are fighting for that last spot in relegation. Majulis is 15th, Eiler is 17th, and Eiler's about 16 points behind, so definitely within striking distance to qualify for next season.
As you take a look at the weather, beautiful day in Sim to go racing, and these heat races do pay championship points, as you mentioned, Chase, so there is plenty to fight for here. I do see Tyler Schell in this heat race as well. Had a stumble last week, missed the show on round number 9, looking to rebound a little bit there. The defending series champion. Somebody's going to take the title this evening. It won't be Tyler Schell, but he's looking to finish off his season on a high note. So we'll come back this time and go 1 to green and get ready to lock our first 4 drivers in. This is a stacked heat race, so there's a lot of competition here.
Yeah, Tyler Schell, remember back to last year. I actually went back and watched the race because it was just so exciting last year's championship finale. Tyler Schell had not led a single lap the entire year, hadn't won a feature race, and won by like a bumper at the finish line over James Edens to secure that championship and the win. It was a wild night here at the dirt track at Charlotte, and we hope to see something else like that play out again here tonight for everybody watching at home on all of iRacing's social media platforms. So Pace Truck going to pull into the infield in the back straightaway. Logan Rumsey and Braden Eiler, the 2 youngsters out of Pennsylvania, going to lead the field to the green flag with Ross Kaiser and the 33 of Evan C. in tow. Here we go, top 4 moving on to the feature. 10 laps of distance, heat race number 1 is green.
And Logan Rumsey gets away early in this one, but he's going to be challenged as they exit turn number 2. A little bit of contact there for the transfer position. They scatter. It continues to be Logan Rumsey up in front. He leads lap number 1, but here comes Tyler Schell way down to the inside.
Yeah, a little bit of contact on lap 1 between Evan C. and Braden Eiler, and Eiler just gave him the business through turns 1 and 2 right there. Gave him a shot in the shorts and let him know he did not like that. Now teammates battling side by side for 5th. Tyler Schell in 85 underneath the number 5 of Eiler. Now side by side for a moment for 2nd. Here comes the other teammates battling. The 33 of Evan C. looks underneath of Blake Majulis for the 3rd spot.
And a great run for Ross Kaiser just up the road ahead of them. In position number 2 as Majulis tries to hold off scene. Here comes Tyler Schell one more time. Schell going to look to the inside, and Eiler trying to find a way around all of them to try to get into a transfer spot. Schell digging to that bottom line.
As we expected to see here in heat race number 1, track still extremely fast. Everybody wide open. There's some contact between Schell and C. They fly through the infield, and they both keep going. They bounce off each other into the wall in turn 4, but we are going to stay green, and Braden Eiler is going to come away with the 4th spot, but he doesn't have it well in hand. Matt Powell right behind him.
That is going to make those last chance showdowns even more exciting as we go through this evening. Rumsey continues to lead. Ross Kaiser in 2nd, and look at Matt Powell now. He's up on the back of the 5 of Braden Eiler. Matt Powell has had one of those seasons he kind of probably wants to forget. He's made a feature or 2, but not on the right side on a lot of those events this season. Wants to get one more feature start here. He needs one more spot on Eiler, though.
And the driver out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Elite Performance Industries 46, trying to find a way by the number 5 of Eiler as they run through 1 and 2. Going to come to the white flag next time by Logan Rumsey. Enjoying a pretty comfortable lead up front right now. Nearly 2 seconds the advantage for car number 41 over the number 127, or sorry, over the number 8 of Ross Kaiser. Blake Majulis challenging Kaiser now for 2nd, but we're coming to the checkered flag this time by, and it looks like it's going to be the win going to the number 41 of Logan Rumsey.
Makes it look simple up in front. Logan Rumsey is your winner of heat race number 1. It was a battle at the end between Kaiser and Majulis, with Kaiser barely holding on at the end. Majulis had a strong run to get to position number 3. Eiler in 4th. Powell, Zerzinski, Schell, and C will go to a last chance showdown to try to make the final round here this evening. But it's all Logan Rumsey up in front. Chase has caught up with him.
Logan Rumsey, winner of heat race number 1. Quick time as well in qualifying. Logan, you're going to be on the pole of tonight's feature. How special would it be to cap off this season? One that's been pretty good for you. 4th in points entering the night. How cool would it be to cap it off with a win?
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty good season. We kind of threw away 3rd in the points last week, but we're still having fun out here tonight. We didn't even test that much for tonight, but we have a really good setup, and kind of burned a lap there in qualifying. Felt really good in the heat, so I feel really good with the race setup too, so we should be fine here. Not really the best at Charlotte, but I said that about Knoxville, and I ran really good there, so hopefully we can just put a race together here and not a screw up like last week.
All right, good luck later on.
Thank you.
Logan Rumsey, winner of heat race number 1. He's going to be on the pole of tonight's 35-lap feature event. Heat race number 2 is on the grid now, and on the pole, how about a great qualifying effort for the driver out of Bakersfield, California, the Alpha Industries number 14 of J.D. Brown. Another great qualifying effort for this driver as well out of Lone Jack, Missouri, the Elite Performance Industries 88 of Garrett Holsey. Row number 2 on the inside, car number 52. That is the driver out of Santa Rosa, California. For Alpha Industries, it's James Edens. Outside of him, 2-time feature winner this year out of Morgantown, Pennsylvania, the Phantom Motorsports 23 of Kenny Miller III. Row number 3 on the inside, car number 50. That's Clayton Davies out of Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia for Synergy Sim Racing. And the winner of 5 races so far this season outside of him, the 3-time Outlaw champion, Alex Bergeron out of Drummondville, Quebec, Canada for Team ABR. Row 4 on the inside, car number 38, that's Brett Strickler out of York, Pennsylvania for Brett Marks Racing Sim Team. And final starter in this one, it's the number 9 of Tanner Miller out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for Scott Thomason Racing. So kind of an out of the ordinary qualifying effort here for Alex Bergeron. Bergeron, a winner here at the dirt track at Charlotte back in 2018, Tim. But if he wants to win tonight, he has got some serious work cut out for himself.
Definitely didn't create the best of situations after qualifying, but we keep saying that these drivers are racing for some money. Well, the champion's racing for a little bit more tonight. $10,000 plus the weekly race winnings that they have accumulated throughout the season. A trip to Volusia Speedway to see the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. A check presentation for all the money that they have won during the season on the pre-race stage. And of course, a World of Outlaws Champions trophy. We got a little preview for you, I think, too, of those trophies. They are pretty snazzy looking trophies for the top 3. 23.5 inches tall, 2 feet tall. Those trophies are, those are beauties. And of course, there is some championship money on the line for the top 10 when it comes to the overall World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. All the way down to 10th place, pays $200, and per race is $300, $200, and $100. So lots to fight for if you're in the top 10. Lots to fight for the podium this evening. And of course, the champion going to get all those spoils in a couple of weeks as we get ready to find out who it's going to be for that championship. J.D. Brown, Garrett Halsey, your front row. Heat race number 2. We're taking the top 4, and we are green. And Halsey has a moment on the outside, allows James Edens to the inside.
Yeah, a little contact between your front row there. The right rear, J.D. Brown, went into the left side of Garrett Halsey and cost Halsey a spot as Edens now looks underneath of his teammate, J.D. Brown, to take the race lead. James Edens will drive from 3rd to 1st, and he'll lead lap 1 in heat race number 2.
James Edens to the inside in the purple 52. The 14 of J.D. Brown now has to go on the attack again because here comes Halsey, here comes Kenny Miller. Clayton Davies on the inside as well. They're all fighting for a spot.
Wow, if Alex Bergeron does not make it out of this heat race and he has to run the LCS, that LCS is already stacked, Tim, and that could prove to be an issue if one of our championship contenders cannot make it out of the heat race. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the night. Edens still leads over Brown, Halsey, and Miller. Miller with about a 5-car length lead over Alex Bergeron for that last transfer spot.
We have seen Alex Bergeron do some magical things when it comes to qualifying, so I wouldn't count him out just yet as he continues to battle with Clayton Davies and looks up to Halsey, who in turn looking at Kenny Miller side by side for position number 3, and Alex Bergeron trying to get there. Now he's got Davies to the inside.
Clayton Davies very good last week, and he's trying to follow that up with another good run here as he looks underneath the 3-time Outlaw champion. Can't make the pass there. Bergeron still in 5th, and plenty of time to make it up there. 4 laps to go. The race for 3rd, still a good one. Miller gets by Halsey, and now Bergeron in the back pocket of Halsey as they work down the front stretch. But here comes Davies with a turn down off of turn number 4. He's looking to the inside of Bergeron for 5th, and he's got it for a moment.
What a move by Davies as he's going to lose that spot.
Oh boy.
Here comes Bergeron up trying to get 2 for 1. 3 wide at a corner number 4. He goes to the outside and lets Kenny Miller go to the inside and lets Garrett Halsey do it. Going to try it one more time down the back.
Oh, and Bergeron gets into the side of Garrett Halsey right there, slides up the racetrack. Halsey not going to be able to cross back to the inside, and that's going to put Bergeron in the last transfer spot. We're on the white flag. Halsey trying to look to the inside, back straightaway for the final time, and Bergeron will go to the bottom to protect the 52 of James Edens will win a chaotic heat race number 2.
Saw a little contact out back with Clayton Davies as he was trying to get everything that he could at the end of that one. James Edens comfortably picks up heat race number 2 over J.D. Brown, Kenny Miller, and Alex Bergeron sneaks in. He'll be the last transfer at heat race number 2. Clayton Davies, Tanner Miller, Garrett Halsey back to 7th, and Brett Strickler, your field in heat race number 2. 2 heat races in the books, 2 more to come. We'll bring them to you after this.
Dirt Vision is home to the greatest shows on dirt, led by World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, the pinnacle of dirt racing. If you can't be at the track, Dirt Vision is the only place to watch the Outlaws and the most powerful late models on the planet. You also get the Super Dirt Car Series, Dirt Car Summer Nationals, and Extreme Outlaw Midgets. Dirt Vision brings you nearly 500 live races, including weekly racing at America's premier tracks. See them all with a Dirt Vision Fast Pass. There are flexible options so both casual and hardcore fans can live stream races on multiple devices. You also get 2,000 classic races free in our video vaults, along with Dirt Vision QuickTime, off days features, and our 24/7 streaming channel, Dirt Vision Now. Register for free or buy your Fast Pass now at dirtvision.com or on the Dirt Vision app.
World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster now does direct drive. The T818 is perfect for every sim racer with a constant, unfiltered 10 Nm of torque for precise and powerful force feedback. It's compatible with the full Thrustmaster ecosystem, including an improved quick release system. Place your order today at thrustmaster.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Grab the 2023 Season Update or Edition on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back to the dirt track at Charlotte. 2 heat races are in the books this evening, and heat race number 2 went to James Eden's. Chase has caught up with him.
James Eden's winner of heat race number 2, going to start outside the front row for tonight's feature. James, I got the same question to you as I did for Logan Rumsey there. How nice would it be to cap the season off with a win? I know it's been a season that you weren't expected, hopefully you were hoping for more 10th and points coming to the night, but it'd be nice to cap this thing off with a win, right?
Yeah, for sure. We've definitely we started out good at Volusia with a podium, and then it's been downhill ever since. I think this is my worst season so far in sprint cars. We don't, I think 1 podium and maybe 2 top 5s, no wins. So, we got good speed. Found the bottom there in the heat race to get by JD. We really wasn't expecting it to be in, but we made it work. So, see what we can do in 35 laps here.
All right, James Edens came very close to winning here last year, just barely missed out over Tyler Schell. Heat race number 3 now getting gridded up to number 16. That's going to be Joey Lindgren on the pole. This one out of Santa Rosa, California, driving for Momentum Simsport. And outside of him, it is the number 13 out of Woodford, Virginia, Aiden Beerline in the Team ABR ride. Row number 2 on the inside, car number 86. That's Timothy Smith out of Roachport, Missouri for M9 Performance. And outside of him, that's the 42, his teammate Noah Carpenter out of Spring Hill, Florida. Row 3 on the inside, that's the CFM Esports 00 of Kendall Tucker out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. And the 07 Hayden Cardwell out of Knoxville, Tennessee for Alpha Industries. Row number 4, the 47 Chance Siskowski out of Kenosha, Wisconsin for Phantom Motorsports. And the 24 Tanner Pettit out of Chico, California for Momentum Simsport will round out the 8-car field. Once again, as you can see bottom right of your screen, 10 laps and the top 4 moving on. Tim, we have to wait till the very last heat race to see our top 2 in the championship. They're saving the best for last. The anticipation, I feel like, is building right now after some of the craziness we've seen in the heat races so far.
And there's a few great stories in this heat race as well as we get ready to go green. The 42 of Noah Carpenter, the 16 of Joey Lindgren. There's no technical Rookie of the Year award for this series, Chase, but both of them have had incredible rookie seasons, top 10 in points, looking to finish off their seasons on a high note. Tanner Pettit, by the way, back of this field, only 3 drivers have made all 9 races so far this season. He's going to need to dig if he wants to continue it to 10. Green flag flies, and we're underway in heat race number 3.
Joey Lindgren gets away and is trying to hide as he shows the way down the back straightaway. Beerline running in second, races on for third. Here comes a slider up the hill as Timothy Smith gets in front of his teammate Noah Carpenter. Tanner Pettit from 8th to 5th and now to 4th as he tries to get by the 42 of Noah Carpenter. Wow, the 24 shot out of a cannon at the start of this race. Tim, you talked about it. He's one of just 3 drivers to make every feature. He's trying to keep that streak alive.
That was a slick move, but he needs at least one more to try to get up a little bit further. And now Cardwell to the inside. Here comes Kendall Tucker. They're 3 wide one more time with Tanner Pettit on the outside. It looks so good for the first lap and a half or so. And now Tanner Pettit has his hands full as Tucker throws the slider. And Cardwell tries to take it back on the outside, gets into the wall.
And Cardwell, Sweeney, the 0-0 right there down the backstretch, nearly put him into the wall. Tucker going to keep on trucking in the 5th position. Now he's got Tanner Pettit on his back bumper, who looks to the inside, throws a slider at the 0-0 car, moves him up to the 5th position. But they are battling hard, and they are losing ground to the 4th place machine of Noah Carpenter. And I think that with all this battling, they're not going to be able to catch back up to the top 4, as here's Siskowski in the mix as well, making it a 3-car race for 5th.
Great battle up in front with Aiden Beerline trying to take it away from Joey Lindgren. Great battle for 3rd and 4th as well, and then 5th on back. We've got 3 really close battles on this racetrack as we move down to 3 laps to go. Aiden Beerline has turned the wick up the last couple of weeks in this series. He's leading this heat race, wants to take away this heat win, but he's got some competition behind him.
Yeah, Lindgren trying to keep up with him and trying to put a move on him here with just a couple laps to go in heat race number 3. Timothy Smith is in 3rd and Noah Carpenter still 4th. Here's a huge slider out of Kendall Tucker behind them. He goes by 2 cars, loses both positions down the backstretch as right up the inside, once again goes Joey Lindgren, trying to take that heat race win away. Whoever wins this one will start 3rd in the feature, and at this point in time here on the white flag, it looks like it's going to be Beerline's race to win.
Aiden Beerline waited and took the lead about halfway, and he will take it to the checkered flag. Aiden Beerline wins heat race number 3. Joey Lindgren, great job to position number 2. I know he wanted a little bit more, but has to settle for 2nd here. Timothy Smith and Noah Carpenter will make their way into the final feature of the season. Chance Siskowski just on the outside in position number 5 with Kendall Tucker, Tanner Pettit, and Hayden Cardwell. You look at those last 3 names in that one. They're going to a last chance showdown, and they are going to be stacked in those ones. But up in front, it's Aiden Beerline taking away the victory. Chase, you've caught up with him.
Aiden, great battle between yourself and Joey Lindgren. You come out on top, get the heat race number 3 victory. How are you feeling about your chances for maybe getting a victory here tonight at the dirt track at Charlotte?
Man, the whole goal was just to not have to requalify next season. And we ran up front, had a great battle with Joey, and now I'm just here to have fun and survive and finish the race. And whatever happens with our finishing order just happens.
Good luck the rest of the night.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's Aiden Beerline, winner of heat race number 3. Heat race number 4, the final one of the night on the pole, car number 25. That's Tyler Ducharme out of Castleton, Vermont for Alpha Industries. Outside of him, the driver that comes in 2nd in the point standings. And car number 49, it's Ryan Avila out of Lemoore, California for Momentum SimSport. Run number 2 on the inside, the 960, Sean English out of Brandon, Florida for Elite Performance Industries. And outside of him, the current points leader with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series out of Cass City, Michigan. It's going to be Aiden Forster in 20 for Momentum SimSport. Row 3, the 11, that's Kenny Hoffman behind the wheel. He's out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, the Nitro Circuit Sim Racing car. And outside of him, the 54, Casey Simons out of Las Vegas, Nevada for Racecraft Academy. Your final starter, Nathan Bandelacker out of Norville, New South Wales, Australia, in the 89 for Vortex SimSport. So here we go, your top 2 in the championship. Forster does not get a very good qualifying effort here, Tim. He's going to start from the 4th position here. And you take a look at the points. There are points in the heat races. And right here, Avila could make up some ground.
And we just heard from Aiden Beerline, and he talked about how important it is just to make the feature. You miss the feature, you miss out on a minimum of 23 points. That is huge, especially when it comes to that top 15 gap, where there's a couple of drivers that still have an opportunity that if they have a bad night, they fall out of the top 15. Obviously, the championship is what we've been watching, and I know you were digging in, doing some research here a little bit earlier, Chase, and I know you found a couple of tidbits about this race the last couple of seasons, right?
Yeah, 2022, Cameron Merriman came into the final race as the championship point leader by 10 over Alex Bergeron. Merriman went on to win the race and the championship. He won by 21 points. Last season, Alex Bergeron came into the final race with a 23-point lead over Tyler Schell. Tyler Schell won the race and the championship by 8 points. What's interesting about both of those years, Merriman and Schell only won one race all season long, and that was right here at the dirt track at Charlotte. So if you look at the history, if history repeats itself, then Ryan Avila is looking to be pretty good here in car number 49. Also want to mention that last season here at the dirt track at Charlotte, Aiden Forrester finished third in the feature. He led a lot of laps of that one, ended up on the podium. Meanwhile, Ryan Avila did not even qualify for the night's A main event, but hopefully he can turn that around here as he starts second in this final heat race. This is a big one right here, Tim. We'll see what happens as we go to the green flag in heat race number 4. Not a good start at all for Avila.
A great start, though, for Tyler Ducharme as he gets out to the early lead. Sean English trying to make something happen on that inside. They're almost 3 wide for position number 2, and they are down into the corner as Avila to the outside tries to pick up that position, and Forster in the middle, little contact.
And he's going around. Forster falls to the tail end of the field. Can you believe this? They're running into each other up the road. And I don't think Forster's out of this because at the same time, Vandewacker and Simons got together, and now Forster's only 3 car lengths behind the 89 of Vandewacker as they work down the back straightaway.
And this is the battle for the lead. This could be a valuable championship point if he can get it. Then back to Vandewacker, who's got Forster looking to the inside. 2 valuable positions. There's the transfer, and there's Forster, but Vandewacker looks back to the inside.
And now Avila had the lead. He's got it again down the front straightaway. It looks like Vandewacker, his car might be damaged after the incident there earlier on with Simons, and he's losing ground quickly, but what a hair-raising moment there for the 20 car of Aiden Forster as he was nearly looking the wrong direction. And lucky for him, 2 cars up the road got into each other, and he was able to catch back up. Meanwhile, Avila's doing exactly what he needs to do as he takes the lead away from Tyler Ducharme, this time by with 4 laps to go.
You know, we can sit here and think what might have been or what might happen. Avila wins this. He starts 4th. Forster finishes where he is. He starts 16th in the feature. That would be enough points if Avila and Forster were to finish there in the feature, but there's plenty of laps to run here this evening. Avila and Ducharme went back and forth. Ducharme hasn't had the greatest of seasons, looking to finish it off on a high note, comes in 18th in the standings, needs a little bit of help to retain his eligibility for his license next season. 2 laps to go for Avila.
And Avila, if this heat race stays as it is, he will drop the lead to 18 for Aiden Forster going into the feature event. Battle for second down the front straightaway as it looks like Ducharme under fire from the 11 of Kenny Hoffman here on the white flag lap. Avila, I should say, running away and hiding up front. He'll come off of turn number 4 and do exactly what he needed. He wins heat race number 4, Ducharme second, Hoffman third, and Forster will get the last transfer. He's probably not too happy about that result.
But it could have been a lot worse for Aiden Forster,
for sure.
Considering what happened and considering the situation around him with Vandewacker and Simons having their issue and then Sean English falling out in that same incident that Forster was a part of. Could have been a lot worse for Aiden Forster. Forster moves on and will not have to go through a last chance showdown, and we've got 2 of them. They're coming up next.
You say you can't wait to get to the track to pick up the latest World of Outlaws gear? Slide on over to worldofoutlaws.com to get your NOS energy drink, sprint cars, and case late model hats, decals, hoodies, and other great souvenirs. Buy $50 worth of merchandise and get free shipping anywhere in the continental United States. Why stand in line? Buy your Outlaw gear online. Visit the Outlaw General Store online today at worldofoutlaws.com.
This winter, get out of the cold at Florida's Volusia Speedway Park. In January, it's a late model palooza known as the Sunshine Nationals, followed a week later by the germ-free Southern Sprint Car Shootout. The spotlight turns to Florida in February. 2 weeks of the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals. And finally, World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars return in March for Bike Week Jamboree. Escape the winter and kick off 2024 at Volusia Speedway Park. Make your plans today at VolusiaSpeedwayPark.com or call 844-DIRT-TICKS. Be there!
The World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster now does direct drive. The T818 is perfect for every sim racer with a constant, unfiltered 10 Nm of torque for precise and powerful force feedback. It's compatible with the full Thrustmaster ecosystem, including an improved quick release system. Place your order today at thrustmaster.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Grab the 2023 Season Update or Edition on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back to Charlotte. 4 heat races in the books for the season finale for the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing, and Chase Rodman has caught up with Heat 4 winner Ryan Avila.
Ryan Avila doing exactly what you need to do here tonight, winning heat race number 4. What are the nerves like? What's your mindset like going into this feature, knowing that you did exactly what you had to do there? And at this point, man, it's all about one feature race, 35 laps, and 10 grand on the line. What are you thinking?
I'm so nervous right now. I'm shaking, but I knew I had to win that heat race, and I knew it was possible. So glad I got that out of the way, and set myself up for the best possible chance here to get it. And Aiden got a little bit unlucky right there and got shuffled back. At least he made it, so he still has a chance, which is good. It's all a team right here, so let's just bring home this one too.
We appreciate the honesty with your nerves there, buddy, and good luck in this feature.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan Avila, winner of heat race number 4. He will start 4th in tonight's championship feature event. Now we'll get into the last chance showdown number 1. It's going to be the number 46 of Matt Powell on the pole. Outside of him is the 47 of Chance Siskowski. Row number 2, the 22, that's Alex Szerzynski, and outside of him is the 00 car, Kendall Tucker. Row number 3, that is your defending series champion, the 85 of Tyler Schell, and the 24 of Tanner Pettit to his outside. And final starter in this one, the former late model series champion, Evan C. Wowzers. It looks like most of the heavy hitters have been put here into this first LCS there, Tim. I'm looking at 4 guys in this one, and there's only 2 spots to go for. The main one I'm looking at is Tanner Pettit, because he is one of the few guys, only 3 that have made every feature, and he's going to have his hands full in this one.
Yeah, indeed he will. You got a couple of drivers that are looking to really turn their seasons around, finish them on a high note, and you look down at that field with the first of 2 LCSs rolling off. Alex Szerzynski hasn't made a feature yet this season, looking to try to put that behind him, but then you've got Shell, you've got C, you've got a few really strong competitors here. This one, they're going to have to be up on the wheel.
Yeah, this is going to get good between those 4 guys at the tail end of the field there. I know Evan C., he kind of got the short end of the stick in his heat race, got into some contact and sent him towards the tail. Same happened there with the 00 Kendall Tucker, the 85 of Tyler Schell. So all those guys maybe a little bit, driving a little bit mad right now. And sometimes that can lead to good things, but that can also sometimes lead to some bad things here as Matt Powell and Chance Siskowski make their way down the backstretch. Pace truck going to pull off into the infield on the back straightaway, and we are about ready to go 12 laps. Top 2 will go towards the back of the feature event here tonight. It's anybody's guess who that top 2 will be. A lot of heavy hitters in this one as we head to the green flag in LCS number 1.
Who is going to leave disappointed? They're already 3 wide at the back of the field, middle of the pack. Kendall Tucker making moves through the middle, and that's not going to work.
Evan C. upside down in the big way. That leaves 4 cars left in the main pack, and Tanner Pettit is one of them. He now looks underneath of Szerzynski, trying to take away that last transfer spot. He's got it. Szerzynski probably not going to give up too easily, though, Tim. You talked about it. Hasn't made a feature all year. Would like to do it here on the final race of the season, but Pettit looks to be pulling away a little bit in turn 1.
And oh, by the way, Tyler Schell has come to party as well. The 85 looks to the inside of Szerzynski for position number 3. Pettit's got that spot, and now he's going to have to deal with last season's champion. If he can kind of shake Szerzynski back here, this is for position number 3. It's 1 spot out of a transfer, and Pettit is trying to chase down Powell.
Yeah, Pettit might win this thing here. He looks fast and is catching up to Matt Powell, running a little bit of a different line in turns 3 and 4 with the cut down off of turn number 4. 24's found some speed right there as they ride the wall through 1 and 2, as there's the 85 of Tyler Schell closing in a little bit there as you see the 24 appear on your screen. So Tyler Schell's not out of this yet.
Still got some laps to get this done. Powell may have scraped the wall a little bit there, and it opens the door for Pettit Pettit moves to the lead position. Powell back to position number 2 at the halfway point. Now, what does he have to do to get by, and what does he have to do to play a little bit of defense to make sure Tyler Schell stays in behind him?
I thought Matt Powell was going to try and take a look back underneath of Tanner Pettit. He knows that he's got the defending series champion breathing down his neck. Look at the run. Look at the move right there from the 85. Big turn down the hill. Gets a run down the back straightaway, trying to get by the 46 of Matt Powell. He looks to the inside, makes the pass. Schell's got it. Powell back to the inside. That time by, we've got 4 laps to go from Charlotte.
They're still trying to fight for this second place position. It's Schell to the inside, Powell to the outside. What does Powell have to do to get it back? And can Schell get up there and make something happen with Tanner Pettit? They continue to cross each other over for position number 2. Transfer on the line for the championship finale.
And here they come down to the 2 to go signal, and Powell makes a mistake in turn number 4, gets a little bit out of the groove and gets the car sideways, runs it back to the wall in turns 1 and 2, tries to get a run down the back straightaway. He does get that run and closes back in on the rear bumper of Schell, who also closes in on Tanner Pettit. Here's the white flag. Can Matt Powell make something happen here on the final lap of LCS number 1?
Got a half lap to get it done. One more opportunity through 3 and 4. Schell has that final transfer position. Powell will dig to the inside, but it won't be enough. Tyler Schell picks up position number 2, and it's behind the 24 of Tanner Pettit. Pettit will transfer in and make his 10th feature of the season. Tyler Schell, after last week missing out on a feature, will take his 9th feature start of the season in position number 2 from the LCS number 1. Powell, Szerzynski, Tucker, Siskowski, and C complete your field, and they will watch the 35-lap finale from the outside looking in. One more LCS to come. That one was fantastic. But speaking of fantastic racing, if you haven't got your World of Outlaws dirt racing yet, perfect opportunity to go grab one before the season begins and we get some racing started. Obviously in Florida, down south, Chase, there's lots of racing starting to heat up. But maybe you're still in the north, maybe you're still in your off season, you still got a little bit of time to play around. This is the perfect opportunity to scratch that itch.
Yeah, this is the perfect game. If you're not looking for a simulator or it's very, very serious and you need a steering wheel and pedals and all that stuff, this is the perfect alternative right here. Use your controller, and the physics are really fun, and you get to play with 25 people online. You get to play split screen with your buddies at your house or whatever you want to do, and it's available on 5 different systems: Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS4, PS5, and even the Nintendo Switch. I got to try it on the Switch. I've only played the Switch a few times. I think this game would be pretty fun on the Nintendo Switch. But as you can see in this video, so many different types of cars and so many different racetracks available, including a lot of fantasy tracks, which are fun to race on as well. So I recommend it. World of Outlaws Dirt Racing available now. And you could be racing these 410 sprint cars at the dirt track at Charlotte on your PlayStation or Xbox.
Absolutely. And speaking about the dirt track at Charlotte, we have the final LCS lined up, gridded, ready to go. Who's in this final qualifier?
Yeah, we got Clayton Davies on the pole of this one, who had a great run last week and is trying to keep that momentum going here. He'll be on the pole. Outside of him is the 89 of Nathan Vandewacker. Row 2, the 9, that's Tanner Miller, and outside of him is the 54 of Casey Simons. Third row, 88 car, that's driven by Garrett Hulsey, and outside of him is the 960 of Sean English. And your final starters for this one, the 38 Brett Strickler, and starting from the 8th position, keep an eye on this guy, the 07 of Hayden Cardwell, will be fighting his way towards the front of the field. Cardwell has been good here in the past at Charlotte, finished 2nd in the feature in 2022, has been good here in the late model as well, but he's going to have to pass at least 6 cars if he wants to be a part of tonight's feature, which will be tough. We've seen him make some bold moves in the past. We'll see what happens here in this final LCS, and I could feel the anticipation building. The storyline has set itself, Tim. I hate to look too far forward, but you got Avila starting 4th in the feature. You got Forster starting 16th in the feature. It is going to be exciting. Hopefully people don't turn us off. Keep the stream on, guys, because it's going to get crazy here later on.
$10,000 for the champion, a trip to Volusia, check presentation, trophies. Those trophies are pretty slick looking. You can see them on your screen. And of course, there is some money to go with it throughout the top 10 when it comes to this World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. Top 3 going to pick up a little bit of cash as well. And when you look at this last chance showdown, I think back, I'm going to continue your point to Hayden Cardwell. Cardwell earlier this season just told us the way it was going, it was frustrating for him. Just want to win one. He almost won one a couple of weeks ago, but had that issue late in the race, and Aiden Forster ended up going to victory lane. wants to put that definitely behind him, but he needs to pass a lot of cars here and only 12 laps to do it. Clayton Davies on the hammer, green flag flies, final LCS of the season is underway.
And Davies jumps out to a good start. Vandewacker currently in second. Third spot's up for grabs. Give it to the 9 of Tanner Miller as they roll through 3 and 4. They come around to lap number 1. It's going to be Clayton Davies showing the way.
Single file for your top 2. Tanner Miller trying to get a spot on Vandewacker. Remember, Davies was really strong at the end of his heat race. Vandewacker had maybe just that little bit of damage trying to get by for that 4th place spot in his heat. You ride on board looking back from Vandewacker, and he's got some company in behind him. Tanner Miller, Hayden Cardwell, Garrett Holsey, and the rest of the field trying to get that one more spot.
Yeah, Cardwell started last on the field, is up to 4th, had a close call 2 laps ago, drove around the outside of Garrett Holsey and nearly made some contact with the wall. Cardwell right now about 5 car lengths behind the 3rd place machine of Tanner Miller. Really needs those 2 guys up there, Miller as well as Vandewacker, to start battling to bring him back into the fight. There's Vandewacker off the rear wing for him. You see the 9 car of Miller. The next car behind is that 07 of Cardwell. This time by, they're coming to the halfway signal in LCS number 2.
Not a whole lot of time to get it done if you're Tanner Miller, Hayden Cardwell, and the rest. You see the 9 on your screen. Tanner Miller wants to get there, and you see Hayden Cardwell up on the outside line next to that wall trying to get everything that he can. He needs to get by Miller and needs to get by Miller fairly quickly. You ride on board with the 9 looking up at those top 2.
Oh, and Cardwell, like he did in the heat race, hits the wall. That might be the end of his chances at a transfer position. He keeps going, stays on the hammer, hoping for a miracle here. What he really needs to hope for is this 9 car Tanner Miller right here to start battling with Nathan Vandewacker, and that might bring the 07 back into the fight, but that instance with the wall there might cost him the feature here in the final race of the season.
And Vandewacker kind of looking a little bit the last couple of laps on Clayton Davies. Davies still holds a 3, 4, 5 tenth of a second lead, but it continues to get a little bit shorter. Vandewacker storming these corners, getting a little bit into the corner, and Miller trying to get a little bit out and trying to get one more spot away from Vandewacker. It's going to be close to these transfer positions as we come down to the final 2 laps.
Have 2 laps to go, and Cardwell a 10th faster than the 2 guys in front of him, but he's just too far behind to make something happen. All eyes on the 9 of Tanner Miller as he's trying to find a way by the number 89 of Nathan Vandewacker as they roll through 1 and 2 for the final time. The final LCS of 2024 for the World of Outlaws the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. Oh, Tanner Miller drives it in deep, tries to make a pass, not going to do it. He comes up short, and it looks like Vandewacker's going to hold on, but Tanner Miller let him know he was there, Tim.
Yeah, he dug deep late, but just not enough to pick up that final transfer position. So it's Davies and Vandewacker going through. Miller, Cardwell, Halsey, Simons, Strickler, and English, your field. That's it. All the qualifying is done. We've got 35 laps to crown a champion and crown the top 15 to retain eligibility for this series next season. There's a lot to fight for. It's coming up next, but before we do, let's take a look back at Eldora. Round number 9 for the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series powered by iRacing set to go green, and it's Alex Bergeron on the pole. Green flag flies.
Meanwhile, back in 13th position, still the number 49 of Ryan Avila, 3 wide right here for 7th. Evan C. on the outside, J.D. Brown through the middle, and here comes Clayton Davies on the bottom.
It's all ABR up in front. Alex Bergeron will come by and collect the checkered flag. He picks up the win at Eldora.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster now does direct drive. The T818 is perfect for every sim racer with a constant, unfiltered 10 Newton meters of torque for precise and powerful force feedback. It's compatible with the full Thrustmaster ecosystem, including an improved quick release system. Place your order today at thrustmaster.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Grab the 2023 Season Update or Edition on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back to Charlotte, round number 10, the season finale for the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. You're seeing some highlights, and now you're going to see the points as they go into the feature. Now, it's easy chase for us to say this. Ryan Avila, if he wins the race, if Aiden Forster finishes in the top 6, Forster has enough points unofficially to clinch the championship. Finishes 7th, you get into ties and all that fun stuff. So it's simple. Aiden Forster finishes in the top 6 unofficially. He is the champion. He's only finished outside the top 6 twice this season in 9 races.
Yeah, this is going to be extremely close because you've got some good guys also coming out of that last chance showdown that are going to be starting right behind Forster because he was the final driver in out of the heat races. So he's going to have to contend with a couple of guys that are pretty solid, including last year's champion Tyler Schell. Clayton Davies is going to be back there as well as Tanner Pettit. So those are potential people that could go by Forster and cost him some spots here.
Absolutely. We look at this racetrack, and it has provided some great racing so far. I don't think there was a rework, and it looks pretty good right now.
Yeah, no rework going into this feature event. The driver's getting 3 minutes of time here to get on there and run some hot laps in. So the track's going to be extremely slick. You're here at the dirt track at Charlotte. If you're just joining us here on the broadcast, a football's throw away from the big Charlotte racetrack where NASCAR races at. As you can see down there, Tyler Schell, the defending winner. And want to remind you of this. The winner of the last 2 races here at the dirt track at Charlotte has also been the champion. Can Ryan Avila keep that streak alive here, Tim? That would be something.
It is going to be a show. Final couple of hot laps being put down on this racetrack. We've got a championship battle. We've got the top 15 battle to retain licenses for this series for next season. There's going to be some disappointed people. There's going to be some happy people at the end of this one. And Logan Rumsey on the pole for this.
Yeah, Logan Rumsey looking for his first win of the season, as is the number 52 of James Edens, who starts alongside him on the front row. Row number 2, the 13 out of Woodford, Virginia, Aiden Beerline. And outside of him, currently second in the point standings, Lemoore, California's Ryan Avila looking to win this championship. Row 3 on the inside, the 8, Ross Kaiser out of San Jose, California. And outside of him is the 14 of J.D. Brown out of Bakersfield, California. Row 4, the 16, also from Santa Rosa, the number 16 of Joey Lindgren. And outside of him is the 25 of Tyler Ducharme from Castleton, Vermont. Row 5, the 127, Blake Majulis. And outside of him, 23M, Kenny Miller III out of Morgantown, Pennsylvania. Row 6, the 86 of Timothy Smith out of Rocheport, Missouri. And the 11 out of Allentown, Pennsylvania is Kenny Hoffman. Row number 7 on the inside, the 5 of Braden Eiler. Eiler out of Pennsylvania, and outside of him is the number 12, the 3-time Outlaw champion, Alex Bergeron. Row number 8, the 42, Noah Carpenter out of Florida, and outside of him, he is the current point leader going into the feature event, the number 20 of Aiden Forster out of Cass City, Michigan. The 24, Tanner Pettit from Chico, California, starts in the inside of row number 9, and the 50 of Clayton Davies to his outside from New South Wales, Australia. 85, Tyler Schell, defending series champion, rolls off from 19th, and Nathan Vandewacker out of New South Wales, Australia as well, will roll off from the 20th starting position. The final race of the season, 35 laps, 20 cars. Avila starts 4th, Forster starts 16th, Forster is going to have to come and get it if he wants this championship, Tim, as you look at what's left of our program. There ain't much left.
Yeah, there ain't much left of this season. It's been a fantastic year, and it's going to end off with, I'm sure, 35 laps of excitement. The heat races were good. We saw some really stiff competitors that we're used to seeing in these features in those last chance showdowns. Beautiful day in sim to go racing, and the field will begin to roll off here momentarily for what is the final feature. 9 races, 9 different racetracks. All comes down to this. Field begins to roll. Logan Rumsey and James Edens at the front. Then you got Aiden Beerline, and he mentioned he needed to have a good heat race to try to get himself into the top 15 in this series. He sits in a third. Nothing is for sure, obviously, yet, but he's been running well the last couple of weeks. And Ryan Avila on the outside. All eyes on that black and white and blue number 49 as he looks for his first championship.
This is going to be crazy, Tim. I mean, Ryan Avila, Aiden Forster, these guys both in just their sophomore season with this series. Only one win between the two of them. That goes to Forster, and they only led 1 lap of that race. And I got a feeling that they're both extremely nervous. You heard Avila after the heat race, how nervous he was just for the heat race. And now, this is a 35-lap feature, basically worth $10,000 to the both of them. So if you had a guy like Alex Bergeron, who's won this championship 3 times, the nerves probably wouldn't be that high. But with 2 guys who have barely even cracked victory lane looking for a championship, I've got a feeling they are going to be shaking, whether that's the steering wheel, their hands on it, or the pedal down on the throttle. This is going to be interesting as we head into the start zone off of turn number 4. The final race of the season with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is underway at the dirt track at Charlotte.
And a great start for Logan Rumsey. He gets out to the early advantage. Beerline already to the inside of the 52 of James Edens, and Beerline is on a roll. Finished runner-up last week, looking for one more, and there is the 20 of Aiden Forster in the middle of this hornet's nest.
Yeah, Forster's already lost a spot. The number 24 of Tanner Pettit went by him. He runs 17th on lap number 1. Meanwhile, his championship rival, Ryan Avila, still running in 4th. Great battle up at the front of the field. James Edens is up there trying to win this race. He was so close last season. Came up about 5 feet, maybe even less than that short of getting that win. Leader right now is Rumsey, then Edens, then Beerline. Here comes Joey Lindgren on the bottom, trying to get by the 49 of Avila down the front straightaway. He will get it, and Lindgren's looking for second now.
Avila was in the middle for a moment, now looks to the inside of Joey Lindgren. 3 wide down into the corner as they battle for that spot. Awesome move. Beerline goes backwards. Lindgren continues to fight on the inside, and Ryan Avila sits in position number 5 as they continue to work around here. Behind them, 3 wide again, Tyler Ducharme's coming to the front.
I'm sure somebody's in the ear of Ryan Avila telling him what's going on with Aiden Forster. 3 wide for second down the front straightaway, right in front of the 49. Joey Lindgren up the inside of Logan Rumsey, nearly took the race lead away there. 3 wide again for second down the back straightaway. The track is in absolutely perfect shape as Avila now works to the outside of Lindgren for the 4th position back into turn 1.
James Edens doing a great job here as well in the middle with Joey Lindgren down to the inside. Ryan Avila tries to go to the outside. You ride on board with the championship contender trying to pick up the title as he runs on the outside, swapping 4th and 5th with Joey Lindgren.
Look at his face right now, Tim. He doesn't look too nervous, but I bet you his hands and his legs are shaking right now as he works around turn number 4 in the 4th position. Here's the live points, top right of your screen. If this race ended now, Avila would win by 8. Forster's making his way up the pylon there, Tim. He's up to 14th. But like we said earlier, he needs to run at least 7th to have a chance at this thing. And now Avila looking to the inside of James Edens for the 3rd spot in turn 1.
As they battle, look who Forster's running with right now. He's running with Tanner Pettit. He's running with the 12 of Alex Bergeron. Got J.D. Brown back there. You've got Ross Kaiser, who's had a couple of really good weeks here. This is in the middle of the hornet's nest. You gotta think there's a little
caution. Caution is out. Is Forster involved? No, he makes it through.
It was right in front of him.
Yeah, Braden Eiler, Ross Kaiser are the 2 cars that get together, but to me, Tim, it looks like neither of them actually went around. They got very sideways, and they actually might be still in front of Forster here. I'll have to see where timing and scoring puts them at here when the time of the yellow came out. They were running, where were they at? It looks like they were in 11th and 12th, so yeah, just a few positions ahead of Forster. But the way they wrecked, I think they might still be in front of him because when the yellow came out, Forster was still behind him. Here's the Thrustmaster replay.
So take a look at this and take a look at Forster as he comes through there. There's the contact. Forster right there to the outside. He might have got the wall just a little bit as Eiler went around, but that could be a $10,000 move at the end of the night.
Well, it looks like Kaiser's going to maintain his position. Braden Eiler going to take the elbows up SimSport 5 to the pit area. That will automatically move Forster up to 14th position now. And he's still got a guy like J.D. Brown behind him. So, I mean, Forster not out of the woods yet as far as contenders behind him. And he's still got to make up a lot of ground here. Also wanted to mention at this point in time, Timothy Smith is absolutely rolling right now. 11th to 4th, and his teammate, the M9 Performance 42 of Noah Carpenter, 15th to 7th right now. So M9 Performance, those guys are rolling here early in this one. We're not even at the halfway point yet.
And you look at Carpenter and Lindgren, we talked about it during their heat races. We don't have an official Rookie of the Year award, but two rookies that have done a phenomenal job this year. And at the season finale, as they kind of did at the start of the season, they run together. Right now it's 7th and 8th as they get ready to come back to green. It's Logan Rumsey as your leader. Will complete 11 laps this time by Beerline and Avila, your top three. And here comes Avila, already taking that look to the inside as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. We're back underway.
Avila trying to get any spot he can to put some distance between himself and his teammate and championship co-leader there, the number 20 car of Aiden Forster, as they roll through 3 and 4. Here comes the 86 of Timothy Smith. Has found a home right around the inside of the racetrack and is trying to get by the 49 of Avila through 1 and 2. Avila holds him off for now, but the 86, no doubt, one of the best cars on the speedway here as we work on lap number 13. Here comes Forster, almost 4 wide in the back of the field. Look at the move from the 20 car down the front straightaway.
Almost 5 wide at one point as they fanned out of the corner. Continues to work the inside. J.D. Brown behind them. Bergeron in the middle. And here comes Blake Majulis as well. Blake's got a lot to for the top 15 battle. And almost a little bit of contact, a little more contact. Ross Kaiser got a wheel.
Forster's up to the 11th position after that brilliant move. Gets by 4 cars on the restart. But he needs more. He's got to get to at least the 7th position to have a shot at this thing. Comes across the line this time by trying to hold off the 127 of Majulis, and Forster has cracked the top 10 on lap number 16.
And we got a battle for position number 2 as well. Avila's got to know what's going on behind him. He's got to get by Beerline here to give himself a little bit of insurance. Forster's got to work a little bit up the road to get to Noah Carpenter. He's got a little bit of a gap to make up on the 42. Hello, there goes Tanner Pettit.
Yeah, Forster is 7/10 behind the 42 of Noah Carpenter. We already talked about Carpenter and his big move up through the field, so I got to imagine that he's probably running better lap times. The last time they were basically equal on the timing sheet as Logan Rumsey continues to show the way in car number 41, looking for his first win of the season. But all eyes are on this guy right here, the 20 of Aiden Forster, as he works down the backstretch with a lot of ground to make up here to get up to 9th place, Noah Carpenter.
The good news is that he's still got plenty of laps to make this happen, as he's got 16 laps remaining in the season, so just past the halfway point in this one. Rumsey, Beerline, Avila, your top 3, and then they're starting to get a little bit racy there within the top 10, just ahead of this 20 of Aiden Forster. There is your current championship point leader as they run, and Timothy Smith right on the back porch. He wants one more.
And I'll tell you what, if Timothy Smith makes this pass on Avila right here, it will be a dead heat, a dead tie. Now, actually, it's not going to be because it looks like Forster, something happened or he lost a position or something. Now it's back to 3 points. There we go. So if Timothy Smith gets by Avila here, it will be a dead heat in the championship. And the championship tie would go to Aiden Forster for victories. But, man, wouldn't that be something that came down to a tie as we work down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Avila doing everything he can to hold off the 86 of Timothy Smith. And now your race leaders are closing in a little bit here, Tim. Rumsey's falling off the pace, and here comes Beerline in his back pocket down the backstretch.
Caution is out on the speedway. Yellow flag for the second time this evening, out with just 12 laps remaining. What a show this is going to set up for. That's a caution I'm sure that Aiden Forster wanted to see, as everybody in front of him was a little ways behind.
Yeah, I believe the car that wrecked was Blake Majulis, who was right behind the 20 car of Forster there. So not going to gain a position at all for that Momentum SimSport number 20 car. Quick yellow with what will be 12 laps to go on the restart, or actually 11 laps to go when they come across the line to the green flag. Here is the Thrustmaster replay.
You see Blake Majulis to the outside and gets that little tap around after getting into the wall and spins it out to draw the second caution of the evening. And Now we reset again. We'll have 11 laps to go, and we come back to the green flag. Rumsey, Beerline, and Avila, and it looked like Logan Rumsey was kind of backtracking just a little bit. The field was catching the 41, so this might be a blessing in disguise as well for Logan Rumsey.
Yeah, Rumsey has some time to breathe here. His car definitely looked like it was falling off the pace. His Beerline was maybe a lap or so away from putting the move on him in car number 13, and that would have opened the floodgates and maybe brought Avila into the mix as well for this race win. And man, wouldn't that be something if 3 years in a row the champion would go on to win the race, and it would be the first win of the season for that champion. Avila trying to keep that streak alive. He runs third. Timothy Smith is fourth. Joey Lindgren fifth. Then James Edens, Kenny Miller 7th, Noah Carpenter 8th, Tyler Ducharme 9th, and the aforementioned Aiden Forster currently rounding out the top 10 with what will be 11 laps to go when they come across the line.
Pace truck will peel off. We have 11 laps to decide a champion here in 2023-24 for the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. Rumsey is on it and got a great jump on the rest of the field. It's a battle for position number 2.
Yeah, he did get a great jump, and now Beerline's going to have to get back on the horse and catch back up to that 41 car. Now, Rumsey goes to the middle in turns 3 and 4. Last year, I remember that line becoming a factor late in the race, Tim. The middle part of the track does seem to have some speed late in the going here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway dirt track. Looking back through the field, it looks like Forster still running in 10th, behind the 25 of Ducharme and the 42 of Carpenter. Oh, Avila nearly got into the left rear of Forster, or of a Beerline, I should say, down the front straightaway.
It looked like for a moment he was going to pick up that position, but couldn't make that move work. Falls back in behind. Beerline right up to that outside. Avila's got to hope for some sort of misstep to try to get by for position number 2 and try to pad that 3 points that he currently has on Aiden Forster, but a lot can happen in 8 laps.
I like the line that Avila's running in turn number 2. He's getting the turn down the hill, not quite all the way to the bottom of the racetrack, but to the middle, and it's keeping him away from that outside wall and potential danger there with that right rear tire against the concrete. He looks solid right now, keeping pace with the 13 of Beerline, who is still trying to track down Rumsey, and it looks like right there he does make up some ground. Yes, he was a 10th faster, and now he's right in the back pocket off of turn number 2.
Forster made a move on Noah Carpenter. It puts it even when it comes to the points, and he's not done. He's looking at Tyler Ducharme on the inside for one more position to give him the points lead without having to go to a tiebreaker. Makes the slider, goes back to the inside, does Ducharme, and it's back to even when it comes to the championship chase. Ryan Avila's got to know in the next 5 laps, make it 4 this time by. He's going to need one more spot.
Yeah, and these guys are not going to lay over and let Aiden Forster take that position away. They're all fighting for a points position, whether that's a relegation at 15th or inside the top 10 for real cash prizes. So guys like Ducharme, guys like Miller, they're all right there in that conversation. Right up the road, though, Kenny Miller throws a big slider on James Edens. Miller's into the wall right in front of Aiden Forster. He's got to run on him down the backstretch, and Forster going to take advantage of the misstep from Kenny Miller.
Going to try to pick up both spots. He's got one at least. Kenny Miller's going to fight back for that position. Ducharme is as well.
Here comes Avila.
And there goes Ryan Avila.
Oh my goodness, nearly gets into the side of your race leader. And Avila on the white flag lap goes by. Now Beerline, he tries to slide in front of Rumsey for the lead. Avila back to the inside, trying to take second. Who is going to be the champion with the Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series? Down the front straightaway, and Avila got second. Is it a tie? I think they tied, Tim.
Wow.
They tied.
That is close. We'll make sure that everything is calculated correctly. But, man, there's Aiden Forster. If it is a tie, he would pick up the championship with that one feature win earlier in the season when he snuck by Hayden Cardwell to pick up a win. Oh, by the way, Logan Rumsey won the race.
Yeah, we forgot about that. Logan Rumsey, first win of the season. But to backtrack to what you said, Aiden Forster got one win this year, Tim, and he led one lap, the last one, when Hayden Cardwell crashed. That is the difference between the championship going to Aiden Forster and the championship going to Ryan Avila. Absolutely crazy stuff as you see the full feature rundown.
There's lots to unpack from this one. Logan Rumsey is your winner. Ryan Avila second. Timothy Smith in third. And it was almost a photo finish at the end between second and third between Avila and Smith. Aiden Beerline ran second for most of this race. He comes home in position number 4, and Joey Lindgren in position number 5. James Edens in 6th. Tyler Ducharme was able to get back by Aiden Forster. Forster finishes 8th. Kenny Miller and Kenny Hoffman, your top 10. With Tanner Pettit, Noah Carpenter, Clayton Davies, J.D. Brown, Nathan Vandewacker, Blake Majulis, Braden Eiler, Tyler Shell, Ross Kaiser, and that early incident with Alex Bergeron puts him in 20th. Great season, 5 wins, is not going to end up coming away with the championship. But Chase, what a run. We can tell you that Logan Rumsey is your winner, and you've caught up with him.
Logan Rumsey capping the season off with a win. Congratulations, my friend. But how big was that late race caution? Because I feel like right before that, it looked like Beerline was closing in and about to put a move on you, but the yellow comes out, saves you, and you're able to hang on for the win. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. I felt really good there in the middle in 3 and 4, and I knew the top was coming in, and Aiden, he's with Alex, and they're really good at tearing down the fence like that. And when I went up there, I didn't really feel that good, so I was just trying to keep it in the middle as long as I could. In 3 and 4, I was trying to. David Heilman was telling me how to run it a little bit, telling me to arc the corner a little bit more, try to carry more speed. Even though I knew the top was faster, I just couldn't really make it work for myself. But those yellows definitely helped me because I could really spin the car out and just screw everyone up on the start, really get a big jump there. And yeah, man, I had to rip the top there at the end. I was kind of scared, but we were up there on the rail. I mean, I've never really ran it like that before because I usually wreck, but we held on and got the dub.
First ever win with the series, I believe. You've been in the series since 2020 and first ever victory here tonight. How awesome is that to know that you've been so close before? A lot of podiums, a lot of top 5s and top 10s to finally get one of these World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series wins. How special is that?
Yeah, it means a lot. We put in a lot of time doing this. I've had good runs, but I've never really been in contention to win because there's always that one guy like Alex and Hayden Cardwell. They're so fast, so it's hard to beat those guys. So you end up just running second or third. So, kind of got lucky tonight in qualifying, and then with all those yellows, just played my way, and we had to set up on dial it in there. We didn't even test how much for it tonight, but we somehow came home with the win. So it feels great.
I believe you're going to end up unofficially in the 4th position in the championship standings. For everything that you overcame this year with the surgery on your arm and things like that, congratulations on a solid season, a win, 5 top 5s and 8 top 10s. Congratulations on a great season, Logan.
Thank you. But I got to thank everyone on my team, Alpha Industries, for just sticking with this. They're kind of tired of the Pro Series by the end of the season, but we still all showed up tonight, and they guided me to the win here.
Logan Rumsey, first-time winner tonight with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. Great stuff there, and we can confirm, Tim Terry, that Aiden Forster has won the 2023 championship with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series by a tiebreaker of the one win that he got earlier on this season. He finishes 8th. Championship rival and teammate Ryan Avila finishes 2nd. Aiden Forster, $10,000 by just the slimmest of margins, my friend. Congratulations. What are you thinking right now?
Man, that's crazy. I thought after starting way back there that it's going to be hard to go forward. We had a lot of great cars in front of us, and we got hit at the beginning. I don't know who it was. We got hit at the beginning. Car wasn't handling quite right, but we made the best of it and was able to pass a bunch of cars. And, man, I didn't even know if I won it. Didn't know where Ryan finished, but, man, this is crazy. I'm speechless.
What were the nerves like going not only into that feature, but knowing, or not even really knowing, but late in the race, you got to get by every car you can. You could probably see Ryan up the road a little bit. What were the nerves, not only in the middle of that race, but at the beginning as well, knowing what was on the line?
Yeah, the beginning of that race was rough. We couldn't make up any ground, but I've gotten to a good rhythm there at the end, last half of the race, and was able to pick off some cars. And, man, I just drove my butt off the whole time, didn't give up on it, and was able to come out with it.
You are now the 4th different champion in the last 4 seasons. Congratulations. I know there's probably a lot of people and teammates and things like that you'd like to thank for this huge achievement.
Yeah, I can't thank Tanner Pettit enough. He builds the best setups on the game and on the sim, and we couldn't do it without him. He puts in a bunch of time during the week and makes sure that every single one of us on this team are fast, and just got to give it to him, man. He's the reason we're here, and yeah, I'd like to thank SpeedShot51.com, Trackside Collective, and all of them. I mean, this is unreal. I can't going into the season didn't expect to get get the championship. I knew we'd be contending for wins and possibly a top 5 in points, but to come out with a championship is unreal, and hopefully can show up next season and do the same thing.
Well, Aiden, congratulations. In 2018, Tim Ryan won by just 4 points over Alex Bergeron. We never thought we'd see one get as close as that, but a dead tie, man. That was a lot of fun to call your races all year long, and congratulations, man. Have fun down in Volusia. And one last question, actually. What are you going to do with $10,000?
Man, definitely gonna get a boost to our racing season in the karts. It's definitely gonna help out a lot with our program, and can't wait for this season racing.
Awesome. There he is, Aiden Forster, your champion in 2024 with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. Tim Terry, you could not ask for a better ending than what we just saw right there. If you don't like that, I don't know what's wrong with you. There is the final rundown after 10 races. It comes down to nothing. 0 points between the top two.
And it comes back to that race where Aiden Forrester picks up a win. Hayden Cardwell slaps the wall with 2 laps to go and opens the door. It's easy for us to sit up here and say, hey, you can find 1 point anywhere over 10 races. But I think that's a turning point earlier in this evening when Forrester had to kind of dodge a wreck in front of him. There's a lot that went on in those last couple of laps. Congratulations to Aiden Forrester, and hats off to Ryan Avila as well for an incredible season when it comes to this World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. Logan Rumsey 3rd, Bergeron 4th, Tanner Pettit in 5th. Then you look back to this relegation line. Kenny Miller had to dig deep in the top 10 late in the race, picks up enough points to get by Blake Majulis to get that 15th and final spot. Majulis ends up 9 points to the wrong side of that yellow line. Tyler Ducharme, we saw him have a great run this evening. Braden Eiler had his issues. They all finish on the outside. Congratulations to Kenny Miller. Congratulations to the top 15. They retain eligibility for this series for next season. Everybody else is going to have to go through the Pro Series probably late summer, early fall to try to qualify in for this series for 2024, 2025. What an incredible year.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal stuff from all of the drivers. There was not very many cautions throughout. I think tonight had to be the most cautions we've ever had with 2. A lot of races that went green to checkered. A lot of races with great finishes. I know Alex Bergeron won 5 races and, might have kind of dominated as far as that goes. But, I mean, there's so much to watch. There was so much to pay attention to. The storylines were plenty every single race. And I'm so glad to be a part of these broadcasts and watch these guys. And it's cool to hear a guy like Aiden Forster take the money he will win from this championship and use it to go real-life racing and use it to help his real-life program. We've heard that from guys in the past. That is super cool to see. And Tim, fun year, and can't wait to do it again, man. That was wild stuff, and I'm glad it came down to such a crazy ending. I thought last year it couldn't get any crazier, but it sure did.
They always find a way to make it just that little more exciting when it comes to the finish. That concludes our season. The next time you'll see us here with the World of Outlaws coverage will be in the fall, but we've got some big racing coming up here tomorrow on the iRacing Esports Network. It's the Clash at Daytona for the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. They kick off their season at Daytona. Some new teams, some returning faces, a guy like Ray Alfala back in the series, some drivers in different places with some new teams. Going to be exciting to see, and Evan and Blake and the Countdown to Green crew will have that all sorted out for you, get you up to speed. Countdown to Green 7:45. Race coverage begins 15 minutes later at approximately 8 p.m. Eastern. You're going to want to be here for eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series coverage. Kicks off once again Tuesday evenings here at iRacing. What a season for the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing, and it all comes down to the final laps, to the final moments, final passes, and it ends up being a tie. Congratulations to Aiden Forster, your 23-24 World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series champion, powered by iRacing. It's been a great few months covering the late models and the sprint cars on behalf of our entire iRacing production staff. Chase Rodman, my name is Tim Terry. We will see you in the fall when we say let's go racing. Until then, keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.